Hexaria is a game that for 8 years has continued to update with hardly anybody caring. In this game, you are in a world full of hexagons. These hexagons form a battlefield. You can join anyone at any time. Together, you can work together to win the fight by using buffs, stats, effects, and whatever this is. In this game, you can win or lose depending on the strategy you use. Click hundreds, if not thousands of cards to add to your deck, so that you can come back stronger than ever. You can use your newfound cards to create amazing combos, dealing lethal damage like this. Take on quests and gain rewards to progress. Visit many different places from a dying realm to a magic school. The adventure is yours to tell. But this game has not received the love it deserves for a long time, and that's why I'm making this, because I'm unhappy with the fact that games typically bought by big studios get hundreds of thousands of players every day, but Hexaria has less than 100 playing at a time. My goal at the end of this video is to convince you to play the game. Of course, I will be going over the pros and the cons of the game, but overall, I think it's worth playing. Number 1. Uniqueness. In today's time in Roblox, a lot of games are not unique. Many people are just going to copy off of what someone else does. But Hexaria is different. No matter where you go in the depths of Roblox, you will not find a single game that is even close to Hexaria. The style of hexagons as a battlefield, and crazy creatures like Kisuf elementals and undead astral mages. No game in the history of Roblox has characters and enemies as varied as Hexaria. So if you ever need a game that is original and a breath of fresh air, I would recommend Hexaria. Pro number 2. Infinite possibilities. As mentioned in the intro of this video, there are hundreds of cards in the entire game. Each card can be used in separate builds for different purposes. This means that anyone with the right type of card can solo any boss no matter the difficulty, as long as they play their cards right. You can create an infinite number of decks to use for general use, bosses, support, etc. Whatever role you want to play to support yourself or the team you are in, the cards will allow you to do so. You can use the cards for one strategy to fight a boss but fail, so you can modify your deck to change a few things with yourself or your team. Then, when you come back and fight the boss, you win. It's the strategy that you and your fellow teammates can come up with that makes you good at the game. It's not how good your cards are, but it's what you can do with the cards you got. There are strategies on how to beat a hard boss that doesn't use a single legendary card. Strategy is key, and if you like a game where you beat bosses in infinite different ways and strategize on how to beat bosses with the cards you have, then this game is for you. Pro number 3. Collaborations. Hexaria is a very team-heavy game. In almost every case, it is easier to fight a boss with a party of people rather than alone. If you get a partner or even a team of 4 to fight a boss, it will go much faster. This is because fighting alone and fighting together does not change how much damage or health a boss has. Therefore, it is always better to fight with a group. And even better is that naturally, you and your group will communicate with each other. In this example, we have a team of 3. Me, Deflame, and H-Boy. H-Boy is a healer and attacker. I'm a buffer, and Deflame is a general use. I start by buffing H-Boy and Deflame, and Deflame will hold off summon enemies, while H-Boy charges up his powerful attack. However, H-Boy is getting unlucky and can't draw his powerful card, and I'm starting to take a lot of damage. So H-Boy heals everyone, and Deflame kills the rest of the summons. Together, Deflame and I work together to compensate for H-Boy's bad luck. Overall, the boss is defeated with no casualties, and this is really satisfying when you communicate with the group to defeat a boss and win. The 3 decks we used on our own would not have won, but together they made the boss much easier. It's by far my favorite feeling when playing the game, the sense of satisfaction that Hexaria gives you when a group successfully beats a hard boss. It's always worth it. So if you're a person who enjoys communicating and working together in a group, this game is for you. Now that we have finished covering the pros, it's time to talk about what makes this not as good of a game as it could be. Con number 1. Long wait times. When you travel between boss raids and other areas, you are met with a loading screen, right? Seems simple, like every game has that. However, most of the time, it takes 3+ minutes to load, depending on how good your computer is. You could go into a boss raid, go get a snack, and then by the time you come back, it will still be loading. Hexaria is poorly optimized. These wait times are very annoying, so if you're a person who's extremely impatient, either stay in one area forever or don't bother playing this game. Con number 2. The difficulty. Hexaria is extremely hard. If you have been paying attention to some of the B-roll of this video, you would see that most bosses have 200, 300, 400, or even more. The max amount of health a person can have is 358. This already puts the player at a disadvantage. When the player goes to hard areas, the enemies, not even the bosses, have more health than the player. And when players fight enemies alone, they have to deal with 2 enemies. And if another player joins, then they deal with 3, and then 4. The difficulty curve is just not there. A player can't enjoy the game unless they are max level. A player that's level 10 will not stand a chance against 2 elite bandits who have 90 health each. This player will stand no chance against the easiest boss in the game. There are no bosses and hardly any enemies that are designed for beginners. And this is a huge problem because it's super volatile to new players. If you're a person who does not like grinding to level 30 so they can beat the easiest boss in the game, then this game is just not for you. Con number 3. Other players. A big complaint I have for this game is that a player cannot say no to another player when they join. What I mean by this is that when a fight is happening, a player can just jump in without permission. When this happens, another enemy will join the fight. So if you're about to close out a fight and another player joins, then they just extended your fight and made things harder. And there are no settings to prevent strangers from joining your fight. So if you're a person who does not like complete random strangers joining your fight, then you should avoid this game. Now that we have finished covering the 3 pros and 3 cons, I feel like there should be some extra things mentioned that are separate from this. So the first thing I'm going to mention is that most of the time, the updates coming out of Hexaria typically add new things to it. So this critical mistake is what creates the 3 cons that I just mentioned. However, there's one update that just came out that changed everything. The Canvas rework. This update went back and revamped the starting area called Canvas. It added quests for new players and overall improved the quality of the game. But because the loading times are so long, a new player would have to go back and forth from a place to the quest giver. And now it takes like 6 minutes there and 6 minutes back. So it's an update for the better, but what really needs to change are the absurdly long wait times. The second thing I want to mention is the game's story is very fractured. Every single location you go to, there's probably some book with lore in it. This is more of a nitpick because I don't think it hinders the game. Because of the Canvas update, there is at least a very comprehensible story inside of Canvas. So if you do like juicy lore, maybe go check out the game. The last little thing I just want to mention is that BitSquid Games has no money. Hexaria is a passion project, so the devs are financing it themselves. Of course, it does make a person feel bad, but it also makes updates come out much slower. It takes months just to add a new area and a few cards, so be patient for new updates. Conclusion. What I want you to get out of this video is a comprehensive understanding of the pros and the cons of Hexaria. The game is dying. It has less than 100 active people, but the devs kept updating anyway. For me personally, they always update the wrong things, but they've started updating the right things. And I believe the devs should be rewarded for doing the right thing and eliminating many problems within the game. But most importantly, I truly believe that if more people don't join the game, then it's going to die. I don't want to see devs who pour their heart and soul into this see it get slowly killed. And that's where I need you. Yes, you, the viewer. Hexaria will be linked in the description, and I want you to try it out. Play for a couple hours. I just want people to experience the fun I had with this game. Revive Hexaria, please. I'm not doing it for money, or subscribers, or views, or likes, or even to make history. I just want a game I enjoyed to be rejuvenated and appreciated. Thank you. Hey, it's me. If you enjoyed what you watched, I got more coming for games that I enjoy that should be appreciated. If you're feeling like Mr. Beast, leave a like and subscribe. Do it or don't. I don't really care. The new game I'll talk about has 2 words. The first letter of that word starts with D and ends with H. The second word of the game starts with S and ends in G. Figure it out if you want. Anyway, thanks for watching.